about the balance. Integrated, cultivated, healthy habits. Sometimes it can be a challenge, knowing how when to pick and choose your battles in life, trying to find a balance, never wasting energy on things that don't matter. At times it can be a challenge, trying to keep the balance, just trying to find a balance. I can be my own worst enemy, feeling trapped inside my mind, over analyzing, wasting all my time and my energy over what ain't meant to be, disturbing me from finding my inner peace. Got me caught in my own madness, leaving me distracted from being all the things that I wanna be. With a little practice, less talking and more action, doing my best to try and tap into my power, by taking a step to tackle problems I encounter, taking the time to heal so I can clear my conscience. All of these negative thoughts, I got my judgment clouded.
What's going on, you guys?
What is up, you guys?
Welcome to episode 45 of Predator News Now. We're back.
We're back, and let me tell you what, guys, it's been a long road to get here tonight.
Yes, it has. But first, let me just shout out the Philharmonic for allowing us to use this wonderful masterpiece he made as our intro today.
The GOAT from SAC.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of work the last couple years, put out a lot of good albums, and we wanted to give you guys a little taste of that, and we want to send you guys over there to send some love to him.
I think truly everyone can use the lyrics out of this song. It's about bettering yourself. It's about avoiding all the negativity, which I know we all deal with on the daily. So
yeah, he wrote this song at the lowest point of his life, he said, and it was kind of like a rebirthing. He thought he lost his passion, you know? Mm-hmm. And so just remember, days will be hard.
Yes.
But we do overcome, and we will make it better, you know?
Absolutely.
So shout out to the Philharmonic. See what we got here. We got 343 catches for the year and 28 catches this last week.
Wow. Yeah, it was, can I first just say, so we actually got through an hour of recording this episode, you guys, and our power shut out. We were like
completely just shut off.
We were like, what the heck? We heard like some people doing yard work. We're like, did somebody just like hit a wire?
Line.
Turns out somebody drove their car into a power line and put 20,000 people out of power. So prayers out to that person.
Yes.
Definitely hope that they're okay. And thankfully, Smud got that power back on.
And we're back and we're overcoming.
Okay, you're just using all the lyrics.
Today. Anyways, hope you guys had a good weekend. I know we did. We took a little time to find some balance ourselves.
Yes.
And did a bike ride.
Did a nice little bike ride.
Got some nice barbecue albacore.
That was fire. Yeah.
Super
if you
fire.
guys are ever in Sacramento, definitely go to, what's the place called?
Bento Box. Bento Box.
Go to Bento Box for all the good stuff.
Yeah, they got some fire.
Anyways, okay, so as Cup said, it was a little bit of a slower week, but nonetheless, we have a full episode. Lots of stuff happened. A lot of top dogs got caught. So we're going to break it all down.
And with the top dogs getting caught, the first thing we wanted to bring up here was this news story out of Jacksonville where the police raided a church during the service.
That's rare. It's kind of similar to Alex.
Yeah. He was foreshadowing this event, so we'll play this for you.
First tonight at 5, we want to talk about a police raid that interrupted a church service Wednesday night.
The pastor arrested and charged with capital sexual battery on a child. 2 other pastors affiliated with this church were arrested in another state.
On your side's Tristan Hardy visited the Jacksonville Assembly of the Body of Christ Church, is over on the north side, and he spoke with a former member who says the abuse allegations are nothing new.
Are you going to hire an attorney to represent you on this, Mr. Dial, or do you need a public defender?
I'm gonna get an attorney.
78-year-old Pastor Paul Dial made his first court appearance after being jailed on charges of capital sexual battery on a child under 12. The judge denied him bond in a case that could put him in prison for life.
My ears.
Dial founded and preaches at the Jacksonville Assembly of the Body of Christ. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office has been investigating the alleged abuse for a year and a half with the help of other agencies, including the Department of Children and Families. On Wednesday, police arrested Dial and searched the church. Sources tell First Coast News multiple alleged victims say the abuse went on for more than 30 years.
30 years.
It's crazy to me that this guy is almost 70, right?
78.
He's 78, almost 80 years old, and he just felt like all his life he was clear, that he was never getting caught, and finally his dirty secrets are being let out the bag. You want to know what I'm thinking about, that I was just thinking about? Is I wonder if he was using, because he's a pastor, right? I wonder if he used that as kind of like a blanket to be like, I'm a great guy, don't look into me.
Right, like look the other way.
Look the other way, you know, I'm a believer of God. I, you know, spread.
Well, not only that, but we were saying earlier as well, like he's 78, so 30 years, that's 48. This didn't start when he was 48, right? I mean, there's no way that he's been doing this for probably longer than that.
Absolutely.
But he's facing life with a capital charge there, and
which doesn't say a lot because he's at the end of his life already.
I know, right?
So,
he's got a little bit left.
But let him rot.
Yeah, so just really sad, and pray for the victims and survivors of this guy here. His name is Dial. Dial straight to jail.
Well, you know what? We dialed in on him and exposed his dirty ass.
Oh, yeah.
Now he's going to be using Dial soap.
Right, if they got that. The first thing, though, coming from PvP, and this was number 144, I believe. And we were watching this the other night, and we were kind of perplexed at this. We took a screenshot. It shows the guy in the back of the car, and we're like, okay, he got arrested. Well, if you look closely, his hands are in front of him, and PvP had said that the cops remarked something along the lines of like, just drive him out of here.
Yeah, think of this as like a city government paid Uber, a free Uber ride. This guy, this was one of the longest PvP catches. It was over 3 hours, or I think 2 or 3 hours.
Like 2.5 or something.
Yeah, it was a really long time. And this guy was an open book. He literally admitted to everything. He was such an open book.
Yeah.
The police came.
He called the cops on himself originally.
Yes, he did. And PvP was, you know, kind of going back and forth with the police. They were not taking him seriously. And he said, look, I have everything you need to make such a strong case. Like, arrest him. Here's the chat logs. Here's the footage. Here's what he's admitted to on camera. And they just were not taking it. So PvP, you know, he started kind of raising his voice, letting the I believe it was a hotel, letting everyone know. And the police completely, I don't want to say did a 180 because I don't think that they were ever fully on PvP side, but they completely just took the PREDS hand and started protecting him.
And drove him off the premises.
Drove him off the premises like he was some famous person.
Right. Yeah, no, it was a unfortunate event, but not unexpected by the police down there.
Right.
And speaking of the police down there, he also caught recently 146, which is Luis Rios, and he was a 25-year vet of San Diego Sheriff's Department, works in the central jail there. And it was a quick catch. He, you know, basically drove off super quick. But it made the news, and the cop is now under investigation with an internal investigation with the department there.
And you guys, this was a 25-year sergeant, sheriff sergeant, and it's absolutely mind-blowing. The fact that this guy, when he was talking with the decoy, he even sent photos of himself wearing his uniform and at the office.
At the jail.
And, you know, I know the sheriff's department and the San Diego PD, they're two separate entities.
Yeah.
But it just makes you really question how come, you know, some of these cities that never arrest, it's like, well, why are you not? And then you see people like this exposed. And I know, and I do want to kind of take that back because I know it's the DAs, it's not the police, but wow, there's some really fucking sick.
There's some bad people in their own office, you know. And this article here says that he was a sergeant within the last year, and he's been assigned to the San Diego County Central Jail. And the officials said that they took immediate action and put him on like administrative assignment, I guess, kind of office duties. But they're looking into it right now, and the head lady there, she said, "We take these allegations very seriously and we'll do a thorough investigation into the matter." So we'll see. That was Acting Sheriff Kelly Martinez. She holds herself and deputies to have the highest standards, and the actions such as these reflect poorly on the individual and every one of us. So.
Wait, did you say that he's doing like in-house duties?
I think that's what it means when they say administrative assignment. Like they don't want him around.
Right. They don't want him doing his normal job, but he's like in the office filing.
Right. Pretty
like,
much.
Get him out of there.
Right.
Get him out of there.
It's, yeah.
And get him behind bars.
I hope this is a wake-up call for the sheriff's department down there and maybe start taking some of these cases. I don't know, maybe
this
the
is
DA.
An awful look.
It's horrible.
This isn't like a new rookie that maybe started a couple of years ago. This is a 25-year veteran in it. And not only that, but a sergeant. Like, this is the person that when you are at a traffic stop or PvP says, "I want to talk to the sergeant." This is who shows up.
Right.
This guy? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he worked in the jail, but
I mean, who cares?
Knows?
You know, a lot of sergeants aren't driving out on the street.
True.
They are working in the office.
Well, I hope this makes more waves. It's just kind of making the rounds now, and I know that they had a little segment on the ABC 10 down there, which, yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable what's going on down there. So we'll see. We'll have to keep our eyes on it. Here's a little clip.
Joel County Sheriff's deputy accused of trying to meet with a 15-year-old boy. Their apartment's response.
ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
The San Diego County Sheriff's Department is investigating one of their own after allegations of a deputy attempting to meet with an underage boy. Thank you for joining us. I'm Vanessa Van Hefty. ABC 10 News has confirmed the name and photos of that deputy with the Sheriff's Department. We are not identifying that deputy tonight since he has not been arrested.
That's a little sketch to me.
Right.
That's very sketch.
Yeah.
I feel like if it were you or I being exposed, they would have no problem showing the face.
Right, like this guy was arrested.
Right.
Police are looking for this guy.
Very odd. Well, it's typical news and government protecting their own because they don't want to admit that they've hired and trusted and put in charge of people.
Right. Especially the jail.
Well, and think about how many cases maybe of child molestation or child abuse this deputy or, officer has worked. I mean, all of those would have to be reanalyzed and reopened. I mean, they won't, but they should.
They definitely should. So we'll have to keep an eye on this story. I'm sure it'll develop more over the future. So shout out to PvP nonetheless. Out there grinding almost at 150.
Yes.
Crazy. Next up, we got a PCM. We wanted to give a little shout out. They hit 10,000.
Yes.
10,000 subs.
I'm so happy for them.
They've been grinding.
They need to have equally amount of supporters as PCI. Damn near even more.
Oh, shit.
I'm all about PCM. I love them both. But congratulations to you both. And I did just have like a quick reminder in my head. We don't have anything to show, but APP's birthday is on the 15th.
Okay.
Arizona Predator Prevention, Sabrina.
Tuesday.
So make sure y'all go show her some love.
Shout out to APP. And then some news for them. They did get this press release from, I think it was the Marion County Police Department.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of a surprise when we saw it. It says it's regarding child solicitation. On February 19th, officers were dispatched to the parking lot of the subway for an investigation. Upon arriving at the location, officers were met by a group of individuals from a Facebook group called Predator Catchers MUNCIE and Indianapolis. The group had been communicating with Harry Tibbs over the internet. Mr. Tibbs arrived at the location, yada, 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 going on. but he got arrested.
I feel like whenever I see any of these press releases or public memos or whatever you call them, statements, I always get really nervous, especially
I know, right?
Especially for PCM and PCI, just because
the last one.
Yeah, and it's just like that city and state just seems to give them such a hard time. But this was a really good one.
Yeah.
And I've honestly started a folder in my computer where I'm keeping track of all of these, because to every person, every troll that says, oh, you guys are in this for view, you guys aren't making a change, you guys blah, 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 blah. Well, here's a whole file full of all of these that are showing what they are doing, right? You know, I think it's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it says that they issued a warrant for a level 4 felony of child solicitation for this guy. And he was wanted for, I think, like a day or so, and then they finally got him.
Oh, did they get him?
They did, yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah.
So shout out to PCI, PCM on this. Definitely nice to see this kind of press release, though. Like you were saying, it's not the same as the last one we saw from the prosecutor.
Yep, got that gold stamp of approval.
Right. So shout out to you guys. And then also they did start a Instagram. It's MUGSHOTS PCI, and it looks like they're going to be posting all of the mugshots. And I thought this was kind of a cool idea.
Yes.
We also get a little bit of help doing the show from seeing these mugshots so we can show them.
Yes.
So we're going to drop this link for you guys to go follow. Thought it was a good idea.
Absolutely. I think they should do merch where they only make like 5 shirts for each mugshot.
Honestly, that would be fire. Or even, I was going to say like playing cards or something.
Exactly. But it's like if you get the whole set.
Right.
And, that's pretty dope.
It's pretty
Anyways, shout out to Mugshot PCI.
Mugshots PCI. And then moving over to Captain, a decoy for CPP, Captain and Mama Bear. They started a new little weekly roundup show, and it's going to be strictly CPP catches. In case you missed one or you wanted to maybe get some updates, I think they're going to be doing updates on there and kind of following up on some of the catches. And pretty much what it's going to look like is something like this.
About that, she was not happy with the fact that Tommy had already turned stuff into the police. She wasn't doing anything. I mean, it's not really...
Yeah, I think it's awesome, especially for, a channel that has, a lot of channels, PCI, PCM, CPP, Alex. These type of things are really cool because although we do a show really similar to this, it's impossible for us to hit every single catch that CPP does or Alex.
We
PCI,
used to do
PDP.
that.
We used to do that when we would do it every 48 hours. But let me tell you what, that was a lot of work. I think these are super awesome, and we'll definitely link it below.
Yeah, go follow Captain over there, Captain CPP Decoy. And then the other catcher that's been making some waves is Webb. Webb has been up in upstate New York, and he was recently on the news. I got a couple articles here, but this is the first little clip we got.
The Shenango County Sheriff's Office has arrested a 36-year-old Plymouth man for attempting to have sexual relations with a 15-year-old female. That man was Daniel P. Rice, who was charged with attempted rape in the 3rd degree and attempt to disseminate indecent material to a minor in the 1st degree. Rice was arraigned in the town of Norwich Court and remanded to the Shenango County Correctional Facility on a $20,000 bond. Rice is due back in court at a later date.
I'm trying to think. I've honestly never seen that. Attempted disseminate.
Right.
I've never seen that before. So I wonder.
I think that's just like trying to send out material.
Okay, got it.
Like a bad, harmful material maybe.
Well, I love this. Super cool that they made the news. Did they give Webb credit?
Looking down here on this article, they didn't, but he also made another article, the Evening Sun, where it's a long article too, and it goes really in depth on what he's been doing up there in Norwich. And if you've seen the police out there have been just absolutely incredible.
Oh yeah.
Like the detectives, and we're going to go into that in a little bit, but the detectives out there are working pretty much hand in hand at this point. and they actually bought Webb a pizza.
Yeah.
Because his little code is, Tony G's Pizza.
Yep.
But this article here just goes really in depth into what he's doing. And I thought it was interesting to note here that the district attorney said, I must warn people to proceed very cautiously when proceeding with this behavior, as bad things can happen, which we know.
Mm-hmm.
He goes on to say, if this helps us get someone who is in danger off the streets, that is a good thing, but there is more to it. He said he believes in getting these perpetrators off the street, and using trained people and investigators is the best way to do that. So they're kind of saying, we want to still do it, but if you're going to do it, be careful, kind of. I mean.
Yeah, I feel like it's the same thing always, where they're saying, thank you for what you're doing, but to the public, please do not do this. I don't think I've ever once seen an article where they say, yeah, public, if you want to get out there and do this, we're all on board.
Right.
But nonetheless, I think it's awesome. They did this article.
Yeah, no, it says normally in law enforcement, we have processes and rules we have to consider in order to ensure we get the right person and that it all adds up in court. These are very sensitive cases, and you want to make sure you have a solid case. And then it goes on to talk about kind of some of the things that he's encountered while he's been up there. And one of the main things that we saw the other day was this catch here, number 49. Tanner sent explicit content to a 14-year-old girl.
This catch, you guys.
And this has landed him in some hot water.
Yes, this catch, I feel like I could spend an entire hour talking about this catch and the anxiety I went through. I went through pretty much every amount of anger. So where do you want to break it down first?
I mean, basically he identified the wrong person, essentially, right?
Yes. So that's how it started out. And I do just, there was an uproar about this. I do want to say we've seen several catchers, and I'm not going to name drop them, but pretty much every catcher at one point has accidentally gone to the location that you're supposed to meet up at, and they think, okay, maybe that looks like him, and they go up and, kind of go, they start. And sometimes it just so happens to be an accident. They're human. That happens. I digress.
But one thing I think he's headed to the police station right now, and he was almost ran off the road by somebody, and this happened.
Beard, do we know if this guy has a beard or not now? Guys, listen, I'm not giving up till I find this guy. It's not that big of a town. We're just on the outskirts of the town. Go ahead. Shit. Oh, fuck.
Oh my god, it might be.
This was just so reckless.
It is.
I mean, this is scary.
What the fuck?
This is scary right here.
This catch, there was two different situations like this. There was one when he was at the gas station encountering who he thought he was. There was a guy that pulled up in a red truck and was like, get the fuck out of your car. I want to talk to you. He drove off. The other guy disappeared. And then this happened. This was just so reckless of the guy to do. I was horrified watching it live, being like, okay, if he's willing to do this and stop in oncoming traffic on a highway, get out of his car. It's icy roads and everything.
This is dangerous conditions.
He probably has a gun. He probably, he clearly gives zero fucks. Right. It was just really, really scary. The one thing I want to say through this all, and, I am not the manager of any catcher, and I do have full faith in Webb. I love him to death. And I think he learned a lot of lessons from this catch.
Oh, yeah.
But I really wish catchers would stop giving out information or identifying information before a catch has happened.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you what, if I was sitting at work and I got on YouTube and I saw my face or my phone number, which that has happened before.
It has.
That actually has happened before. But I would just really worry about a lawsuit transpiring.
Oh, yeah.
Slander, whatever.
There's comments going around that there is going to be some type of lawsuit that comes from this.
And I do also just want to say, so this guy that did get out of the truck and act like this, he ended up being the guy that was the predator. He is fully guilty. Allegedly, we do have to say that, but, because it hasn't been proven in court. But, he was just so reckless. His wife left him. Yada, yada, yada. Luckily, the original video came down probably within 2 hours of it being up. At that point, people could screenshot, they could, save whatever. I'm really happy he took the video down. I wish it would have come down sooner. Yeah, this is an edited version. I wish it would have come down sooner, but I know he's on the road, and he wasn't just like, okay, camera off. He went to the police station. He met with the girlfriend.
He said they are looking into it. I guess the house that this guy lives at is a known drug spot, perhaps. But we'll have to.
Well, I'm sorry, but the way that this guy acted, this Tanner guy, he got kicked out of his girlfriend's house. She kicked him out, blah, 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 blah. I was truly worried for his girlfriend's safety because you can tell that he has no care in the world for causing an accident.
Right.
Whatever. And I'm like, he's going to hurt his girlfriend. So
you push someone to this kind of extent. Yeah. There's anything could happen.
So nonetheless, I do want to say, I know Webb was, that whole thing shook him a little bit. So don't go too hard on him. I think that it's a learning experience all the way around. But definitely accusing the wrong person is like the last thing any of us want to do.
I think that a lot of people were kind of upset that it didn't seem, and this is just what I was reading, is that it didn't seem like, Webb cared as much that he doxed the wrong guy. Right. He was like, I said sorry, like, what do you want me to do? And people are like, that's all you're going to do? Like, we want you to do more.
Right.
And I don't have a gauge of what someone should do in that situation.
Right. Well, because also we've seen a lot of people lie and say, no, that's not me.
Right.
And then, he was really trying to figure out, okay, is this the guy? Is it not the guy? I was trying to figure out as well. I was like,
I was confused. Yeah.
I was super confused. But there were just so many moving pieces to this. And I was truly, truly, truly worried about, like, how far will you go to make sure that this catch happens today? That's what I worried about. But luckily he got it taken care of. He's safe. He's moved on. And again, it's just it's
a learning experience.
Yeah, it's a learning experience.
But nonetheless, making waves regardless.
Yes.
So shout out to Webb. And then next thing here is Justin Payne. As you guys know, he was hacked. His account was taken over. He did get that back. However, he was on the City News Toronto kind of explaining what had happened.
In my home.
It all started after a company reached out to him offering him money if he ran their ads. The ultimate goal for a social media influencer. They sent him a zip file with the ad details.
Everything looked legit, and I downloaded it and I tried to extract the files from the zip file, and it just kept saying that there was an error, that it just wasn't working. Then everything just kind of fell apart from there. Google was sending me all these messages to say that your two-step verification has been turned off, your password's been changed, your email's been changed.
That so-called company also gained control of his YouTube channel and started posting new videos.
They posted something related to like Bitcoin and online currency.
So as our suspicion, it was correct. It was the same type of email for the promotion or promotion like ad or whatever. And he unfortunately went through with trying to, promo whatever company was emailing him. And as he said, he got a zip folder and tried to unzip it, and then it just went downhill.
In true Justin Payne fashion, he took this experience, he's going on the news, he's helping others try to steer away from this happening to them.
And he got his channel back. I mean, that's the biggest thing.
Back, exactly.
But we wanted to share this, and we'll drop that as well in the description so you guys can go watch the full thing.
Yeah, and it's really important for really everyone, because this happens to anyone that has a phone and an email and any type of identity online.
Yeah, internet safety is a big
101.
thing. And we actually have someone that might be working on something for not only catchers, but perhaps everybody, kind of a online safety kind of thing.
Yep.
So once we get that, we'll share that with you guys. And then next up here, Alex, he had a couple catches with Big J Okerson, and I wasn't familiar with the guy. He's a comedian. He has 160,000 followers on his social media here on Instagram.
Yeah, and Pred hopped in our Discord and he was like, "Oh my God, Alex is about to be going on a catch with, a big comedian." So I was like, okay, proceeds to type into Google who this is. And he's super big on Comedy Central, has done a really, I swear he looks a lot more familiar.
He looks familiar.
I feel like we've seen, I don't know if it's on Netflix or what, but I swear I've seen him before. But I thought it was so cool that unfortunately, both catches did not work out.
Yeah.
But I would have loved to see it. And we have the possibility of seeing it happen this coming Wednesday in New York. They have a catch in, you guys know me, I suck at geography.
Somewhere.
Staten Island.
Staten Island.
But I think it's going to be really cool to see the mix of like a comedian with Alex and...
I want to see, I was curious if he's going to start questioning or if he's just there to watch.
Either way, I think it's going to add a fun little oomph. But I just thought it was super cool that he was super down to earth.
Yeah,
and
he
was willing to.
And he wasn't like, he was bummed that it didn't happen. He was like, I'll just come tomorrow.
Right. Yeah. He's like, and Alex and his whole team got tickets to both of his shows each night, I think.
Yeah.
So I think it was a really cool collaboration and I'm happy to see it go down next week.
Yeah, this is what he said before.
Check the shirt. We're pedophile hunting, dude. It's happening. We're at a Walmart and we're waiting for the guy and we're going to pedophile hunt.
Pedophile.
So yeah, there he is. Big J Okerson. Can't wait to see that.
Really cool.
And then the last little thing here, I'm telling you guys, it's been a slow week. But Pop Squad, God, Instagram needs to stop playing these videos when I click on the tab. Instagram, Pop Squad PREDS is the founder of Pop Squad. And everyone's always like, where's Pop Squad been? Where has he been? Where has he been? Well, he just posted this today, 183 Scott, and it shows kind of a behind the scenes, I guess, angle of a catch. You can see incognito there sitting with assumed Pred. But we just wanted to kind of remind everybody that he does post on YouTube as well, videos here under Anti-Predator. So if you type in Anti-Predator and you see this face, that's going to be their channel where they post all of the videos. You can see 181 was posted 4 months ago, and they just have 183 today. So I'm sure that'll be uploaded soon. I don't know any other channels that he's on, but I just want to kind of remind people because I see a lot of people saying,
where's Pop Squad?
Right,
Where's
exactly.
Pop Squad?
And that pretty much wraps it up for the news, guys. But we do have our top 5.
Oh, do we? I thought that got canceled this week.
No, let's see here.
Top 5 of this week.
Number 5 is coming from none other than PvP. And this is for number 138.
Yeah, this is the infamous World Star front page of Reddit.
World Star?
Dun 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 dun.
Let's play this real quick.
You said, do you think it'll be okay to meet? Have you done this before? Is that what you said? You said, for reals, do you like it? Do you want to? Is that what you told the 15-year-old? You said you're a very oral bottom. I said, are you a top or a bottom? You said bottom, a very oral bottom. You said, I like to suck and swallow and get. Is that what you told the 15-year-old?
So, you guys, so this entire catch, he acted as if he was meeting up with this guy intentionally to fuck him up. He said that his friends had been kind of jumped by somebody, so he was hoping to find that person and jump them back. So, all through the time, he's just explaining, no. He gets on his phone, says that he's talking to his daughter. Then we skip to the next scene, the infamous
scene here.
Scene.
What haven't you done?
I have never been this fool right here.
Hey,
This fool.
Don't run up on me like that. This guy hey, this guy tried to meet. Hey.
So
you, homeboy?
we all left off there, and to my knowledge, the catch kind of ended.
Yeah, it did.
It ended
It did.
here. So if you guys have seen the upload, which I think was uploaded yesterday, we got this behind the scenes footage of Irate. Shout out Irate Productions.
Shout out Irate.
Actually going to the guy's house, and this is what we see. Really horrifying situation, by the way.
Scary situation.
This is the guy that was pepper sprayed.
You all right, man? You all right? Dude, get that knife away
Look at
from
that
me,
Look
man.
at that knife, bro.
Right.
That's crazy. That thing is huge.
Keep it in play.
Nah, it's not me.
Stop recording me, Pato.
Dude, what? Why
you recording me,
Back
Holmes?
the f off,
Don't fucking
homie.
record me, dog. Hey, pepper spray, baby, pepper spray.
Back the f off.
Why you recording me, dog?
Dude, because I'm trying to figure out what's going on, man.
Pepper spray me, dog.
All right, man.
Pepper spray him.
All right,
So-
I'm out of here.
Yeah, I think Irate handled this so
He handled
so
it
good.
so well. And in San Diego, they have a lot of those police watch or emergency cop watch things. So he just played it off like, no, I heard some screaming. I popped up with my camera. But you guys, I actually heard that the pepper spray, the infamous pepper spray gel, is actually sold out like everywhere. So
Good luck trying to get that.
So definitely shout out to Irate. I honestly I never realized that he was also in San Diego. So that's super dope.
Yeah, he went to go check on PvP and he had already left, and then this guy popped up on him. Super crazy though.
Right.
Like
and
just
I
that
love,
whole thing.
I love how his wife is acting like, are you the guy that did it? It's like, well, they weren't just there pepper spraying random people.
Right,
like
yeah.
your man was protecting a pedo, and where is the pedo? Where is the pedo at this point? Where's
still
Eric?
running.
Where's the Eric?
He's still running down the road.
Shout out PvP and Irate.
Number 4 coming from CPP. Excuse me. This is Kai. Tried to meet a minor.
Yippee ki
Okay to talk to children about like STDs and shit like that?
STDs, yes.
You do? You think a 24-year-old, it's okay to talk to a 13-year-old about that?
Okay, not with the age gap, but education is everything.
Education is everything, but should you be teaching a child?
You have a point. I see where you're
I mean, in this situation, okay? I mean,
In this situation,
if you're working sexual education at school and you're teaching kids at school, but you're
this is Kai, who wanted to meet up with a 13-year-old, and you guys, this guy was just so full of excuses. First, it was that he just went through a divorce. He blames it on his personality disorder, his borderline personality disorder, depression, yada yada yada.
The whole thing.
And then Tommy says something about like, okay, well, you're in therapy. He said, yes, I'm in therapy. And Tommy says, well, does your therapist know that you're into children?
Right.
And he said, yes. He said, yeah, my therapist knows all about this. I don't know if he knows about the kid, but clearly your therapist ain't
Not
doing
doing
good
a
enough
good
job if you're out here doing this. And you guys, he was super graphic. He wanted to like tie her up and do
he
really,
was trying to
really
do some weird.
Like I almost want
To a
say
kid.
like strangle, like but not. But I also don't want to put that out there. But it was just some really like hardcore
Weird
shit.
things to say to a kid.
Absolutely. So this was a great catch. Ended with an arrest too.
Yeah, they've been getting a lot of arrests out there lately.
Kai went bye-bye.
Bye, Kai. So shout out to Captain, Mama Bear, Tommy.
They
Cooley.
have so many team members. Shout out to them all.
Number 3's coming from none other than Webb. And I think he got number 3 last week, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Last week was his first time on the top 5. This is his second week, also at 3rd.
And this is actually, I think this is the Daniel P. Rice was the other guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this guy was also arrested, though, and it's number 48. And they, I guess there's something.
This guy's a weirdo. Allegedly, he raped a cat and killed it.
That's
and
crazy.
I believe this part is his response.
Beginning. All right, so I'm going to put all the cards out on the table. I also know that you are responsible for violating a cat to its death. You were in the newspaper for that one. I know a lot about you, Michael.
Okay, first of all, I just want to say, like, his reaction to him saying that was like, if someone accused me of that, I would have been like, "What?" I would have spit my drink out and said, "Sir, you're."
Be like, I'm here. I am here. You got me. I am here, but I never did that. He doesn't even flinch.
No, he's just sipping his drink. He's like, all right, you got me. Checkmate.
It's a different Michael.
It's a different Michael.
Okay. We'll see about that. All right. I could tell you my source is about 100% on that one.
Yeah, he's like
so then you
unfazed.
About you didn't want any pictures taken or videotaping. If we do any of that, it's going to be between you and me. So what exactly did you mean by that, videotaping?
Because I know some girls like to videotape it.
Well, she never
This guy, do you want to show the next clip real
Yeah.
quick? Okay, show the next clip.
Well, I just wanted to highlight, like, just the work that is being done with the Norwich PD and the detectives over there, because it was a swift movement by them to come in.
Right.
Like, no games, just straight up. Let's see.
Dude, are you kidding me?
You see the cops in the back.
Right here to
The
you.
cops pulling up.
That's reality. That's what we call reality right there. Hey, how you doing?
Just so everyone knows, this guy's here to fucking meet a 13-year-old girl.
I'm
Detective Roach. How are you?
These are detectives.
Oh, detectives. Damn, these aren't even regular officers. These are like the top dogs.
Right. For soliciting a minor.
They didn't even look at Webb. They came straight in. They fucking said what they're there to do, announced it to everybody, put them up. Like this is
immediate.
This seems almost like a TV show.
Right. And I was like, damn, like the response here, like, why can't PvP get this?
Right.
Why can't PCI get this?
Right. Yeah. It's so
PTI, all of them.
It's really unfortunate. I do first off want to say, this guy, you've always heard, like, we watch a lot of murder shows, and they always say people that abuse animals and they kill animals, they always start out by killing animals first before they go to people. And I mean, I don't want to put it out there, but I think this guy, if he has the will to kill an animal and
for sexual gratification,
I truly believe is
that's
capable of
sick,
killing a
demented
person.
Well, there's that one documentary we saw, Don't Mess with Cats, or Don't F with Cats. Remember that one? That one. If you haven't seen that, go on Netflix. I don't even know if it's still on there, but
I'm sure that everyone has seen it. If you have not, seriously, it is worth the buy.
Oh, yeah.
It is seriously worth, but it's, someone very similar to this in the beginning phase. They, start out by killing cats, and then they are bored with that, so then they start moving on to people. But I think just Webb did such an incredible job with how he spoke. He really was in control of this entire interrogation. Anytime this pred seemed like he was, which unintrigued, which was like the entire time, Webb really steered him back on track, let him know that he was in charge.
I do want to say one thing too. The guy that yelled out, this guy's here to meet a minor, that was actually a viewer who showed up to the catch, and I know that you saw in the clip, Cameron was a little caught off guard by that. He thought maybe that was a friend of the pred. He didn't know at first, so he got up from his seat, as he should, because he needed to watch his back.
Right.
But if you're a viewer, at least stand back a little. Wait until it's over, because that could present some danger that we don't need.
Absolutely. And Webb, he had like a really good carry on with this. Like he was
going, he was flowing,
and the law enforcement had just walked in, and it that could make it look like less serious. I don't know.
Well, I think Webb said something about maybe the detectives were watching and they moved in because the guy might have they kind of got spooked.
Yeah, it's a very known thing in this community. If you don't know, now you do. There are a lot of police officers that watch for sure Webb's catches. In a bunch of counties, there's always officers in there. So just remember, you never know who's in chat with you.
Yeah, be nice.
There's a lot of trolls and there's a lot of cops.
So shout out to Webb, number 48 here, made the number 3 on the top 5. And number 2 is coming from also CPP, and this was a really good catch.
Yeah, 65K.
65K. I know you guys have probably seen it by now.
Let me just tell you, can I just interrupt? This morning I woke up. P.S. The time change really fucked me up, you guys.
She was all messed up.
But we literally had like 14 new people in our server, and I was like, what the heck? And someone in CPP had shared like, oh, go vote. So make sure you're in our server. Even if you're not active, we have a lot of silent people in there that just go in to vote for their favorite catcher.
Yeah.
And we also don't urge you to just vote for your favorite catcher. If there's someone that only has 300 subscribers, but they had a great catch and you loved it, vote for them.
Yeah. You don't need, just because you watch primarily one catcher, you don't need to vote strictly those catches. Vote some other newer
It's
catches.
really my goal by the end of the year to have like all of the newer catchers in the top 5 at some point. It makes me really happy. Like last week seeing Webb in the top 5, I was super excited because I'm like, you know,
he's getting the recognition.
Exactly. So anyway, shout out to CPP. This is 65K.
65K, you guys. This was the long-awaited Tennessee trip. And
featuring Mom.
It did not disappoint, to say the least.
Socially and you know, I read up a lot about first love and why first love's important and how, you know, first love, you know, puts, you know, I'm so nervous right now, I can't talk.
I understand. You're big into the first love. You want the girl.
So really quick, this is they found his like Reddit, or I don't know if it was a Reddit, but something similar to
like
that.
His dating app.
Yeah, he posted something on a forum saying, I am 27 and I have never had a real girlfriend. I seek a decently attractive, maybe 5 or 6 foot.
No.
5 or 6 out of 10 woman that has never had a boyfriend or first love. A crush on a guy she was never close to is fine. Other than that, no. And my first thought was like, okay, so he wants a kid.
Right.
He wants a minor.
Right, because everyone has like been in love at
Right.
some point or,
Like-
you know, felt that love at some point.
So this was extremely odd. And
Yeah, his biggest thing, for anyone that has not seen this, his main thing is that he, in his world, believes that your first love needs to be with someone that has never been in love before, and you guys will be each other's, because his biggest fear is that if you've already been in love before, maybe 3 years into your relationship with him, you'll be like, I miss my ex.
right, you're going to go back to that.
So he wants to make sure that your love is the only, and he's going after literally children because of that.
Right. Yeah. It's flawed thinking. But when this was happening, the mom showed up, and we did post a clip when it happened on our Instagram. But this is the full interaction from when she arrived, and it's bad for her.
Real bad.
Okay. Second of all, you can go back to your car. Go back to your car right now, or I will put you in handcuffs and put you in my car. Goodbye.
I'm sorry. I didn't
Bye. No.
No.
Conversation's over.
He's
Bye.
an adult. He's asked
Okay.
for obstruction.
You want to go to jail? Get back in your car now.
Okay, is there any way-
Now.
Okay.
Please
Go.
Mom, please follow. You can talk later. Go back to your car.
We have to catch up.
Go to your car. No.
Please go to the car, Mom. Sorry.
Anybody? No.
Anybody?
Is he gonna fucking? Yeah, he's a terrorist. Right? Yep.
It's another situation where I'm like, damn, that's great for CPP and their team. I'm like, why can they get 2 arrests on one catch?
Right.
And some, for example, our next catch that we're going to see, it's like had the most struggle, you know?
No spoilers.
But yeah, it's really bad for mom and son.
Real bad. They're Still locked up, maybe? I don't honestly know. I was waiting for an update on that, but 2 for 1 here on the 65K. Great job, team. Shout out to CPP. And then our number 1 final catch of the week here, coming from.
Who do you guess? Who do you guess, you guys?
I'm gonna go with. I think I'm gonna go with PCI.
Ding 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 ding! You guys, I think this is their 5th week.
They've been
being number 1.
They've been killing it.
Wow, this one was a freaking doozy.
Yeah, they traveled to Ohio for this one. Little different area for him. Thought maybe, hey, new area. Let's get some arrests up here. See if they work with us. And I hate to spoil it, but they didn't.
Well, this was such a sicko. Let's just play this.
Do you want me to get loud? You said you want to lick that nigga's pussy. Attention, Walmart shoppers! This guy's here to meet an 11-year-old and an 18-day-old baby. This man likes to rape babies. If you are in this town, watch out for Victor. Here to meet an 11-year-old and a 19-day-old. A 19-day-old baby. He's from New Boston. He's from right here. So you want to have a conversation or you want to keep running?
You rape kids. You're goddamn trauma.
You want to rape an 18-day-old, Victor? What is with that? Huh? What is with that, you sick son of a bitch?
This guy was so next level sick. I think he was talking to over 9 decoy accounts.
My goodness.
All of that were 11 years and younger, down to, I believe, Eric's decoy account. He said, oh, well, I have my newborn sister. And he said that he wanted to do things to the infant. He wanted to hear it scream.
Yeah.
It just is so next level. Honestly, catches like this are hard for me to even watch because it makes me so sick. It's like an infant is like an animal where it's like, they can't get up and run away. They can't even talk to scream help or know what's going on. And
it's sick.
It was so next level. So the police show up.
Yeah, here I'll loot.
Yeah, try to find that. So the police show up, and you guys, I remember when we were watching this, I remember when Alex was in Ohio, and he had this really, really sick guy, and he's like, honestly, we're not going to call the police because Ohio, they will not arrest. They will probably take us in. And I just remember that when I saw this, and let me tell you what, he was so spot on. Like, this police interaction was some of the worst that I have ever fucking seen.
Oh, without a doubt.
My entire history of watching catches.
Well, because you guys were here. Okay, then, Victor, you can go home. Have a good day, Victor. Why don't you leave little kids alone, Victor, okay?
Skip forward.
Leave them alone.
With the sheriff's office.
All
She's
right.
the one that does these investigations.
Right. Or ICAC.
Okay, so
We
we'll wait
understand.
until he actually rapes a kid, then you can do something.
No, well, like my lieutenant was telling you, he did not. You cannot detain somebody. You can't
We
tell
did not
somebody to stop.
detain him.
We didn't
That's
detain
illegal.
him.
Okay,
You
sir,
guys heard
you've
what we
already been
said
through this.
to
We
us.
did not. What he said. He told him not to leave.
Because
And
you
we've
guys
been
were
through
here.
this, man. I thought he couldn't leave because you guys were here.
And typically when the cops come up, they want to investigate everybody in the situation. If Walmart called on us, that's 3 people. You guys would want to talk to the 3 individuals, correct? Okay, so he was.
Two were yelling at him and cussing.
We
I
were
wanted to
talking
get
calmly.
See what was going on.
We were talking. We were yelling up there, but then when you were here, we were talking.
Right, and
these cops just did not care whatsoever.
Not at all.
And as a viewer, you're like, wow, fuck these cops. And I was right there. But hearing the pain and
Frustration.
anger and frustration, it's almost like seeing a horrible car accident and having the ambulance come and you're like, they're down the embankment, go save them. One got thrown from the car.
Right.
And them saying, no, I don't see a car down there.
Right.
It's like they literally caught one of the sickest people that was going to do things to multiple children, multiple young children. And they they treated them more like the criminals. And the other really crazy thing, and something that I wish that law enforcement would really start to understand working with some of these main catchers, is that they know what they're doing sometimes more than law enforcement when it comes to these type of busts. They cross their T's, they dot their I's. This cop was acting like, we do things a certain way and we, you know, check all the boxes and you guys don't know how we do that.
Right.
It's just, it was just so sad watching him walk away and watching Eric and Shonda keep turning their heads and seeing him get further and further and further and being like, he's fucking gone.
Right.
Like, you're just.
It's disheartening, but not to circle back to our intro song, but that's kind of what it's about, you know, like overcoming and not giving up because you get discouraged from this type of thing, because this is going to happen. And a lot of the new catchers that aren't getting maybe arrests in their area, just stick at it, because in time, I think we'll get some good results. And also, just because the local police does not arrest, please know that there are other agencies, federal agencies even, that are watching these streams, that are documenting and making notes and also pursuing legal action against some of these PREDs. So
confirmed. Like, we're not even just saying that. We can't speak on it, but we know, we've talked to these people and we've already seen the results on some of the most recent catches where people are not being let back into the country. Things are happening. So even if this is not the end,
this is not
the end. And I know that the catchers know that. I think some of the viewers don't know that, but just know there are a lot of people, even if it's not the officers, there are a lot of people that do care and will make sure that something freaking happens.
Yeah. So shout out to PCM holding down the #1 spot.
So well deserved.
And that does it for the top 5. We do have an honorable mention here we wanted to showcase, and that's coming from PCPA. And I think this is the first that we've shown them on our new segments here.
Yes.
But this was a really good catch, you guys. I'm excited to see how far Shafiq has come.
I agree.
In such a short time that he's been doing this.
I agree. Sorry.
Go ahead.
You guys, this was a nursing student.
Nursing student.
Nursing student.
Spend $70 on an Uber to meet a girl.
About this, you gotta. So why are you here then, bro? If you had a gut feeling.
Because of the simple fact, I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know. I don't have an
Because
I just know I had a gut feeling. Because I was just watching y'all shows.
What show?
On YouTube.
Who's y'all? This is my sister I'm talking about.
I know, but somebody else posted a show on YouTube, and I think you're connected with it.
You think I'm connected with? I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm just worried about my sister right now.
I'm not gonna contact your sister.
You're not gonna contact her again?
So right, I don't know if you guys got that, but he is basically saying that he's watched these catches on YouTube. He's seen these go down. He thinks that Shafiq may be related, which I mean he is in a way. But Shafiq, kind of similar to what we said about Webb last week, where he is taking a lot of what Alex does, where he makes him seem like, hey, I'm a friend, you can trust me, I'm just trying to see what's going on and then I'm gonna leave. Shafiq kind of did that exact same thing here. He was like, look, that was my little sister, I just want to know what happened, and then I want you to carry on, I want me to carry on, I don't want to get law enforcement, that's the last thing I want to do. And he killed it. He got like a full confession.
This dude broke down.
Yep, this guy broke down, and I'm a little confused because I know nursing students. I have some friends that are nursing students, and they get drug tested. This guy literally brought drugs, like weed, I believe. So I'm confused how he's doing that. But he even says, like, do you want him? Like, here, I'll just give him to you if you leave me alone. But Shafiq killed it. This was a great catch. So definitely go watch it.
Yeah, shout out to Shafiq, Predator Catchers PA. And then our last thing here is a new channel, and we reached out to them to see if they wanted to come on the show for a little introduction. We did not hear back in time, unfortunately, but we still want to send you guys over there. They have one catch up, and for their first catch, I gotta say it was pretty good.
I agree.
I think it was really good. It's RS2org, and I'm not entirely sure what that stands for yet. Hopefully, if you're watching, reach out to us so we can get you on the show so you can explain a little bit about your group, where you're from. But nonetheless, go over there and take a look. We do have a catch pulled up here. We'll take a little look. Don't want to spoil it, but a repeat child predator gets busted and has to call his parents.
This is horrible, man. This is bad. What do you think the cops would think if I called them now? You'd probably be in a lot of shit. Yeah. A lot of shit. Do you think we should call the cops? What do you think we should do, Mom? How do we know that he's not going to do this again? How do we know that, you know what I mean? What are you going to do to prevent him from...
I'm just going to get rid of my phone.
...ruining somebody's life? You know what I mean? You're basically about to rape another girl. What's going to happen?
That's nothing what I wasn't going to do any of that.
So one thing I want to say really quick is in the description, they did link the news article for this guy. I guess the first time he was arrested, Columbus man facing sexual misconduct with a minor. And this is him here. And this is just my own opinion speaking here.
Mm-hmm.
But with someone who's a repeat offender like this, I don't think that there's any help in letting him go. I mean, calling his mom is fine or whatever, but this guy needs the cops ASAP. And I don't know if they turn everything over. The cops weren't called on this catch. And I'm just giving my honest opinion because I feel like for sure with a repeat offender, no question, this guy should have at least had the cops there to document this.
Do you know where? That's why I really like the introductions because we get to see like where they are, why
they're in
started.
Ohio, I think.
Ohio. Okay, so maybe that's why they're not calling, because Ohio police, if you're listening to this right now, please wake the fuck up to what's going on. But yeah, I agree with you. I really liked how they seem really sincere. That it doesn't seem like they're in it for views. They're not raising their voices and demeaning the pred, you know. So I think it's awesome. We need people out there in Ohio. We don't have any catchers, do we?
I think DAP's out there. They're close. I think Cleveland.
And then you're probably going to kill me because this was unplanned. But when you talked about this article, you reminded me, Regional Deviant Watch, they uploaded a catch last week. We're not going to pull it up because this is all last minute. But they actually ended up finding out that the predator was actually fired from his previous job in, I think, 2020 he worked at a fast food restaurant. And he was sexually abusing the developmentally challenged employees.
Wow.
So I'm going to make sure to include that in the description as well. I'm sorry we missed that in the news, but great job, Regional Deviant Watch.
And that pretty much does it, you guys. Thanks for sticking around. Hope you guys have a great week.
Sorry this was so late, our power, but luckily it got back on.
We're back. We're here.
And remember, life is all about that balance. So
that's true.
Spread that love, drop those purple hearts.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Peace.